Hello, and welcome back to this episode of the Neural Dojo. Happy New Year, man. 2025 flew by, didn't it? In this session of Binary Banter, we're going to get into a topic that's probably top of mind for a lot of you out there. We're getting into ROI First AI for 2026 and the 3-track adoption map that keeps you out of tool chaos, chatbots, automations, and agents. I'm KT, the AI Sensei. I'm the human voice in the chat, translating the tech into real-life moves you can actually use. The full crew is in the building, but for the uninitiated, let me catch you up on who's joining me today to discuss things. Bella, aka Miss Across the Pond. She's our emotional barometer. She keeps us grounded in how this stuff feels, lands, and actually changes day-to-day life. Jules, aka Straight No Chase. She's here to challenge the logic, ask the question you don't want to answer, and make sure we're not skipping steps. And Jim, aka the baritone bully. He's our systems and practicality guy. If it can't survive real workflows, real teams, and real constraints, he's not letting it through. So, ROI First AI. This year, it's all about the show me. We need tangible results. And when we talk about ROI, we're talking about 4 things: time saved, cost avoided, revenue gained, or risk reduced. Plain and simple.
Exactly. No shiny object syndrome here. If it doesn't move one of those needles, it's just a distraction.
Right. And here's the one-liner. If the workflow doesn't change, ROI won't either. It's not about adding AI, it's about changing how work gets done.
But what if the ROI is fuzzy? Improved customer satisfaction or better employee engagement. How do you actually measure that without it just being a feeling?
Okay, that's fair, Bella. For the fuzzy stuff, we set a simple scoreboard. Pick one clear metric, even if it's qualitative, and track it. More importantly, establish a baseline for 1 week before you do anything. Then, when you implement, you have something to compare against.
Okay, but if we're talking fuzzy ROI, I don't want people hand-waving it. What do you track that isn't just vibes?
Okay. Jules has the BS detection on full tilt today. I got you, though. So for that, you track proxies. Pick 1 or 2 that reflect reality, fewer escalations, fewer revisions, shorter turnaround, fewer "where is this?" type messages. If the proxies improve, the ROI is real.
And measure friction in the workflow. How many handoffs, how many tools, how many times a task bounces back and forth. When those numbers drop, throughput goes up and the process stops feeling heavy.
Exactly. And that heavy part matters because the moment friction drops, people breathe again.
Okay, that makes sense. And honestly, even when the ROI is soft, the pain is real. Burnout, context switching, always feeling behind. If AI can reduce that day-to-day friction, that's still a win.
For sure, Jules. And that's the part leaders miss. When friction drops, trust goes up. Communication gets cleaner, and the whole day feels less chaotic. You can't buy that with another tool, you get it by changing the workflow.
Yes, sir. Take content creation. Instead of spending 2 hours drafting a first pass, if AI gets you 80% there in 15 minutes, that's 105 minutes saved per piece. That's measurable, it's repeatable, and it frees up your team for higher value work. That's a workflow change with clear ROI. Cool. So how do we actually put this ROI first mindset into practice? We've got 4 practical rules. Jim, start us off.
Sure, KT. Okay. Rule 1, start with one workflow, not one tool. Don't go buying a dozen AI apps because they look cool. Identify a specific problem in a specific workflow, then find the right AI solution for that.
Right. And this leads directly into Rule 2, doesn't it? Pick the scoreboard before you build. If you don't know what success looks like, you'll never know if you've achieved it. How many times have we seen projects just drift?
All the time, Bella. Okay, on to Rule 3. Human in the loop is a feature, not a weakness. AI isn't meant to replace, it's meant to augment. Having a human review or approve isn't a failure, it's a smart safeguard. Think of it like a co-pilot, not an autopilot.
That makes so much sense. It feels less threatening to teams too, knowing they're still vital to the process, just optimized.
And Rule 4, don't skip levels. Stabilize answering and doing first. Jumping straight to autonomous agents without mastering the basics is a recipe for chaos. Build your foundation.
Exactly. ROI gives you the scoreboard. The next step is prioritization, and the most versatile approach I see used is a 3-track progression: answering, doing, then acting. In practice, that can look like chatbots, automations, and agents. That's the map we use for a ton of our implementations post-audit and assessment. We see this as an ROI ladder. Track 1, chatbots. This is all about answering questions, providing information. It's often the fastest way to see time savings ROI. Think internal knowledge bases or basic customer support FAQs.
Okay, so less time spent by humans on repetitive questions, freeing them up for more complex, empathetic interactions. That improves both internal and external experience.
100%. For a chatbot, definition of done isn't, it sounds smart, it does the job consistently. That job can be answering a defined set of questions accurately every time, booking a call by qualifying the person and getting them on your calendar, or handing off to a human when it should. And there are other wins people don't think about: routing people to sales, support, or billing accurately, or doing intake by collecting details and creating a clean ticket, triaging urgency and categorizing requests, sending quick status updates and reminders, and even acting like an internal help desk for SOP questions. Metrics stay simple: deflection rate, time to resolution, handoff quality, and if it's sales, booked calls and show rate. That's track 1, it manages the front door. Track 2 is what happens after the handoff, when the real work has to get done. Track 2 is automations. This is where AI stops just talking and starts completing steps reliably. Think intake data, to CRM update, to follow-up email or text, to task created, to status updated, all without someone touching 5 tools. This is how you turn one good interaction into a repeatable process. And that creates compounding ROI.
So the human in the loop isn't approve every message, it's exception handling. The system runs unless something triggers a flag, things like low confidence, missing info, high value, sensitive keywords. Then a human steps in. And after that, the real loop is the audit. You review outcomes weekly: what booked, what resolved, what caused friction, and you tune it.
Yup, those are perfect examples. Definition of done for automation is completing a predefined task accurately and consistently. The key metric is reduced manual effort or increased task throughput. All right, we're moving through this pretty quickly, Jim. Tell them about track 3, agents.
On it, KT. All right, track 3, agents. This is where AI starts acting, making decisions, and orchestrating more complex sequences with guardrails. This is scaled execution ROI, but you absolutely need those guardrails.
This sounds like it's where AI theatre can creep in, right? People jump straight to agents, thinking it'll solve everything, before they've even nailed answering or doing. It looks impressive on a demo, but in real life it just creates more stress, more confusion, and more cleanup.
Definitely. For agents, definition of done is successfully executing multi-step workflows with minimal human intervention within defined parameters. The key metric here is direct impact on business outcomes like leads generated or appointments booked. And for guardrails, you need clear ethical boundaries and an explicit human override or review point built in. Always. So as an owner, that leap to agents feels like a big one. It's a real trust exercise. It needs to feel safe and reliable, not like a runaway train.
Okay, so to recap, we start with chatbots for answering, move to automations for doing, and then strategically build agents for acting, always with an ROI focus. I'm curious, KT, what does this look like in practice? Where do you see, say, the lowest hanging fruit with quick ROI for your clients?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of success reactivating old leads, especially past customers who didn't leave unhappy. Using our voice AI agents with a clear offer and goal, we typically see around 20 to 35% connect rates. And from the people we actually reach, roughly a third re-engage, often booking a call or restarting service. The exact numbers vary by list and offer quality, but the playbook is repeatable. And the ROI for the owner is simple: less revenue leakage, a healthier pipeline without needing constant new leads, and fewer hours wasted on manual follow-up. The agent does the consistent outreach, your team steps in only when someone's ready, so you get more booked conversations from the same database, steadier forecasting, and growth without adding headcount.
That's a classic agent workflow. First, you segment your old leads. Then you build the call logic. What questions to ask, what offer to make. Finally, a clear handoff to a human for those re-engaged prospects. 2 steps, then a handoff. Clean.
But isn't there a risk of sounding spammy or damaging the brand with a robotic voice? Compliance issues, even?
Great question, Jules. We rock with sophisticated voice AI that sounds natural and crucially having clear opt-out pathways. We also focus on lists that have a pre-existing relationship, minimizing that cold call feel. The offer has to be genuinely valuable. AI voice has gotten to the point that most people can't tell. Since we've been doing this for a few years now, we've adopted a general rule to communicate they are AI in most cases. As an example, my AI assistant answers calls with, "Hey, this is Jenny. I'm Mr. Taylor's AI assistant. How can I help you today?" Or something like that. There are a few versions based on the number she's answering and which business it's tied to.
And the tone, I'm sure, matters a lot. It needs to be respectful, clear, and human. The goal isn't to trick someone into a sale, it's to rebuild trust and reopen the conversation. Especially with past customers, you're basically saying, "We remember you, we value you, and we're here if this is still useful," not, "Hey, buy now." If it feels pushy or robotic, people shut down. If it feels considerate and genuinely helpful, they lean in, even if the voice on the other end is AI.
Exactly. It all comes back to a thoughtful ROI first approach. You know what? Now I'm thinking there are probably some listeners out there that need help with this. If this feels useful and you want support implementing it, reach out. I'll help you pick the right starting point and put the first pieces in place. Book a strategy session through my website. The link's in the description. All right, quick recap. ROI first means we stop guessing and we measure what matters. Time saved, cost avoided, revenue gained, and risk reduced. Then we use the 3-track map to build in the right order, chatbots to answer and route, automations to do the work reliably with guardrails, and agents only when the workflow is stable and you've earned the complexity. Keep humans in the loop for exceptions and audit outcomes so the system keeps getting better. And with that, I guess we'll call it. Thanks for tuning in to the Neural Dojo for this session of Binary Banter. If this helped, like, comment, subscribe, and share it out. We're trying to grow the channel, and we've got big plans for the year ahead. See you in the next one. Peace.